Yo, premium, here we go after quite a long time, honestly, with a trade breakdown. Actually, I record two trade breakdown today. So the first one is the trade from today, 5-4, which I called in the senior room. Give me a second, cause just I wanna show proof that I'm not bullshit. No, bro, I want it here. Look at this shit. Trade breakdown. We're gonna start from talking about ICT, narrative, bias, and etc. Let me also go on replay like this. Perfect. And we're replaying basically from here on. Yes. Okay, nice. So, bias for today. What the first thing I've done? Mark out our standard deviation. Midnight one, which is the first on the 5 minute, as we do as always. It's kind of shit, okay? It's not too great, not too good. I tried, first of all, why I crashed. The fuck is my PC doing? Come on. Okay. I was saying, I tried, first of all, this one, this like here. How do we confirm if the level like this working? By checking if like the first few levels worked. And I placed it also like this. Okay, as you can see, the -1, the silver pool red zone, so the accumulation zone, fucking did nothing basically. But we had here a slight retrace, and we had the reversal from this zone here. So this leg is valid also for the downside, also because what do we see? Accumulation zone, we tap into it, and what do? Start accumulating again. Okay, next standard deviation, what do we place? The London one. So we start for the 15 minutes, sorry. Before 5 am on the 15 minute, it's bullshit. We got on the 5 minute, it's very clear. It's this one. Okay. Of course, we try to see if this works. What do we see? Silver bull red zone, accumulation zone. We got accumulating. So these two legs are perfectly working. And in this zone, we have aligning the retraced zone. Okay. The first zone of reversal. So this was already a zone that I was looking into for some like retrace or reversal. Also, what do we see by all this shit? This is all fucking accumulation. Also, this is bullshit. So what do we see? A possible AMD, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. Also, why the bias was long? We had this low resistance liquidity up here. We are at all-time highs, so bias fucking always long until we made a retrace of like 500 points. So until we go back here, for me the bias will be long, honestly, at all-time highs. But also this was confirmed because we had low resistance liquidity here. Sorry, I'm fucked. I didn't sleep a single hour tonight. We have this low resistance liquidity here. We have previous day session, sorry, Asia high here, London highs, New York IM highs. Okay. And also just below the levels we have this low that could have been taken out. Okay. Also, what did I do? Session volume HD, HD. Usually what do we want to see with the session volume HD? The previous session volume HD to get filled in the low volume zone. And what do we see here? This low volume nodes was aligning perfectly with my zone of retrace from the standard deviation. Okay, fuck, I deleted it. Let me see if this were also, no, okay. Then we go again on the higher time frame, 4 hour for example. On the 4 hour we do not have a shit. Honestly, sounds like a few of you are looking to MSNR, but I don't use it at all. This could have been a zone of support, but I mean, don't look at this shit. Then we go on the 1 hour to see if there is something. Nothing too great again. 30 minutes. 30 minutes, we start to have something. We have this OB in this zone. We have these weeks. And you will say, of course, Matteo, but these weeks are 2 weeks put like this. They don't mean nothing. And you're completely right. But these are two relative equal lows, which are a very important drone of liquidity, okay? I kept those in mind. Also, I had a standard deviation that I don't remember. I think this one. or maybe on a 1 hour, maybe all this one. Okay, no, could be this, or the 30-minute maybe. I don't remember my standard deviation manipulation. Okay, this could be the one, no, or maybe yeah, no, it was for the trade of yesterday, sorry. Okay, no, we had all this, we had also SMT on the higher time frame here, and you say, like, this SMT is now invalidated. Yes, of course, but what do we see? We have this low here on yes that was not taken out, okay? And also this two, okay? So I kept in mind this two low here. So this is the whole analysis. For now, the bias is super long. I'm just waiting for this to be taken out. The standard deviation works aligned. What do I do next to like confirm my possible level in this zone here? I go on quant hour. So let me see how I can do this. Okay. Holy fucking bug, what's happening? It's bugging a bit, but it's very important. What do we see here on this level? I don't know why it's lagging so much. What do we see exactly on this level? A volume crack. What do we see slightly below? A shelf. This shelf here. Okay. Also, this 453, you would ask, why did you put as your like levels 4 5 4? Just because like 1 point to like avoid to get edge, so that's why. But my very level was 4 5 3. Then we go on the daily, we check for something. Do we have something here? No. Here, do we have something? 4 5 3, this is this one. We had just below this volume area low, okay? And also these three aligned in this zone. So in this zone we had a lot of volume area lows or highs. So it was pretty high probability, but the most important concept was the volume crack combined with the shelf here and the whole narrative, so the bias and everything. But now let me close this shit. So the bias was this, the level was that one. We go on the 4 minute. We see also lower time frame IMD, which is perfect. This accumulation, manipulation into the level possibly, and distribution higher with a 10-point stop, because remember I had these lows that could be taken out, so I kept that in mind. And my TP was for this low resistance liquidity here, which is 180 point, okay? And also this is also another bias, this liquidity here, low resistance liquidity here. So the bias was super bull, also because we are all-time highs, of course. Let's see this play out. We scale down to the 1 minute. We got slightly edged. Tap aggressively into the level. What do we see? We sweep precisely these relative equal lows, while on ES we didn't even take this, okay? So now the bias was confirmed, super long. The reaction was there. I entered market order. So exactly here, more so. With 10 point, no, sorry, stop loss below the wick. Stop loss below the wick, like this. Aiming for this one. What do we see? Nice reaction, perfect reaction. Happy trade. I knew this was the low of the day because all was aligning fucking perfectly, okay? As you can see, it's a fucking book. You can read through it and to understand the price action. We are getting the expansion from the AMD, the distribution, but I forgot to do one thing, or more than I forgot. Since we had market open in 3 minutes, and usually market open I don't take any trade because for the slippage and everything, it's easy to lose with 10-point stop loss. I put BA fast, so this I was already BA, but that was wrong because I always leave my stop loss below the wick until we get to a higher time frame PDRA to get some reaction. But I mean, it's not was that much of an error because like I just prevented a possible loss. But anyway, I put BA. What do we see? BA and go up. The only possible error that you could say is that I always in the entry put my standard deviation on the 1 minute to understand where we could retrace. And what happened exactly here? this was a retrace accumulation zone, okay? To then go higher and higher and higher and smash TP in fucking 10 seconds, okay? So this was a possible re-entry again on the same level, but I wasn't too sure, so I didn't re-enter because there was again market open in 1 minute. So this was the trade recap for today. We pushed through all-time highs. Look at this. This is how many point? We pushed 300 point low of the day, just with the concept that you already know. I hope it's all clear. If you have any question, just ask in the chat, okay? I think I didn't forget anything, honestly. Let me see if we had something on the same level than there, but I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, apart from the B and this week's here, nothing that could have been considered a rejection block at some point. But yeah, that was the trade for today. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any question, again, feel free to ask me in the DMs or possibly in the server. Thanks.